Look at any major city from above, and you are seeing millions of independent lives relying on an invisible web of power, water, and transit, all operating without a hitch. Often we associate the word bureaucracy with negative images, endless forms, slow-moving lines, and agonizing red tape. But how do you actually pave 10,000 miles of interstate or guarantee the safety of millions of tons of food? Coordination on that scale does not happen by accident. During the 1930s, the U.S. government launched massive public works to combat the Depression. These projects were a logistical nightmare, frequently stalling because there was no established method for managing so many people and resources at once. Without a precise scientific framework for organizing human effort, large-scale public initiatives inevitably collapse under their own complexity. In the early 20th century, thinkers like Henry Fayol and Luther Gulick began treating administration as a hard science that could be studied, refined, and taught. Gulick was eventually tasked with a high-stakes mission, studying the entire executive branch and finding a way to streamline it for the president. He aimed to professionalize public service by replacing vague notions of leadership with a functional, repeatable formula that any manager could use to organize a complex task. The result was a compact piece of administrative logic that remains a standard for how modern organizations are structured. This is PAWS Corp. It represents 7 distinct functions to keep management running smoothly. Planning and organizing form the foundation, defining objectives. Staffing, directing, and coordinating handle human execution, assigning tasks. Finally, reporting and budgeting create accountability loops and financial limits. Although these steps were first outlined in the 1930s, they still describe the core mechanics of almost any modern project. To see how these mechanics hold up under pressure, we can look past City Hall to the solitary environment of a Mars base. A local public works director uses planning and budgeting to stretch a road fund across an entire county. Millions of miles away, a NASA mission controller uses those same functions to calculate the life expectancy of limited oxygen canisters. While the public works director organizes a municipal chain of command for repair crews, the isolated astronaut relies on the exact same principles of coordinating to maintain survival authority in a crisis. The context and the stakes change the flavor of the mission, but they do not change the underlying mechanical requirements. Whether the goal is providing local housing or launching a spacecraft, the administrative architecture, the planning, the staffing, and the reporting is what makes the mission possible. Reducing human management to a rigid mathematical science does have its risks. Modern critics argue that POSDCORB is too prescriptive. It focuses heavily on top-down control, often ignoring the needs and expertise of the workers at the bottom of the hierarchy. Scholars like Kenneth J. Mayer point out that organizational structures are not neutral tools. They inherently create biases. A system's very design determines which ideas move forward and which ones are blocked or delayed. Relying strictly on the science of a structure without considering its human impact often results in a system that is efficient on paper but flawed in reality. For these rigid structures to actually work, they require informal elements like ethics, empathy, and human collaboration. If POSDCORB is the science of management, then deploying it within a complex democratic society is the art of governance. Every interaction with a government agency is an encounter with an 80-year-old system designed to translate public policy into tangible results. Bureaucracy is the bridge connecting a society's most ambitious ideas to the actual physical survival of its people, created by NotebookLM.